Welcome inside another edition of the pregame presented by Twitch. Vince Sapienza, company from Raiders HQ, joined alongside, as always, 8-year NFL vet, former Raiders running back Rashad Jennings. Rashad, a happy early Christmas holiday season to you and yours. It is that festive time. There's a different air in the air. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. It's the most wonderful time. I can't sing, but y'all know the song.
He can dance and he can sing. I think you do have some golden pipes. I think we need to do a little bit more of that later on in the season because time is ticking. All right, now typically as we dive into the game that is ahead, we always look back at the game that was. And while, typically we would look back at the game in Philly, not a lot to really ingest because the game was what it was. I do want to go back in the time machine just a little bit as we get set for Raiders Texans and see if you have any memories from this particular game.
To Rivera from McGloin. Wildcat with Jennings. The fake to Holt, and here he goes. Look at him riding off to the races. Swearinger is chasing. Joseph is chasing. Galloping, and down the stretch he goes. That is a Raider touchdown. 80-yard run out of the Wildcat.
Watch him rip right through this, right to number 36. This is mano-a-mano with DJ Swearinger. Lower the shoulder, one man wins, one man loses. Jennings clearly wins the battle at the point of attack, creating yards after contact with Swearinger.
All right, how about that? Memory lane.
They bring it all the way back. That's what I'm talking about. They playing on me. They playing with my name. So they said DJ Swearinger was the hardest hitting guy in the NFL at that time. Not that day. I don't care what nobody say. Listen, when somebody running with a different attitude, I don't care who's in front of me. I played different. I really did. Maybe I ain't gonna wear no gold jacket. Sure, I don't care. But everybody. I was about to start cussing. Everybody that was in front of me, they sat around and tell stories about me. So that's all I'm going to say.
We need to go back in the vault a little bit more. Do you see how jacked up Rashad is right now? I love this version of Jennings right now. And I want to break down that tape just a little bit because the smack on DJ Swearinger was heard through the broadcast, clearly. But you got low, and then you popped up like, oh, I got nothing but grass in front of me. I gots to go. What do you remember from that play?
I remember a lot. I remember the whole week telling coach, give me the ball, man. I don't care about none of this. Give me the ball. Like the situation, down distance, I don't – give me the football. I want to play. I want to whoop somebody's you-know-what. That's how I played, right? That's the type of energy I played with. That was a wildcat to the quarterback out, say, give me the ball, and it's one-on-one in the hole. DJ Swearinger. I don't even have my near foot, near shoulder. They say you're supposed to put near foot, near shoulder, lower the boom, all that. I don't give a flip. I'm 240 and can fly. People always say, oh, he ain't got the breakaway speed. After contact, I'm leaving DBs behind like they're kids. So for me, that was a big highlight. We're on the road. I love being on the road because for me, that's part of a Raider mentality. I'm gonna go in and take what I want and can't nobody stop me. Right? That just is what it is. Dance with the Stars is different. You need people to like you. Here, when you're a Raider, I don't care if you like me or not. I'm going to come do what I do, and I'm out of here.
The broadcast said that you owed MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew, some credit for the way you went about that. Is there a story there between you and MJD that you needed to give some love to him? And I'm curious, out of all the memories and the highlights that you've created in your history, where does that one stick out for you?
Maurice is a hard runner. I learned a lot from the guy. And I remember we all texting each other, me, Greg Jones, also Maurice Jones-Drew. We was texting each other when they saw me finally get my chance in Oakland and taking off. And they were like, hey, we ain't surprised because they play with me every day, right? And so I give a lot of respect to that guy. And Maurice, the first time that boy ever played, the first time I ever played, I don't know if I told y'all this or not, but I got one snap playing against Kansas City. Maurice never came off the football field. His shoe finally came off. They put me in, right? My very first play, I had a 30-yard touchdown because Maurice's shoe fell off. Now, listen, folks, Maurice started spatting after that. Now, if you ask him why did he start spatting, he ain't going to tell the truth. It's because he didn't want me to come back on that football field. His shoe never came off again. But he's a true competitor, man. And what that highlight right there is a big highlight for me. Because I think that was the real first game with the Raiders that they said, hey, Rashad, you got the keys. Darren ain't here. We don't know what we're going to do. They were worried, right? Like, oh, we ain't got Darren. I'm like, man, y'all got me. Y'all tripping. We about to run the show. So that was a big play, 80 yards, setting the tempo in the third quarter. We took the game.
Rashad, I wanted to start with there for a number of reasons. Obviously, the similarities and the parallels, Raiders, Houston, that is the game this week. This is the pregame getting ready for that week. But I also think it's an important what you just said, the opportunity, getting that chance, whether it was the one with MJD, that 30-yard touchdown, the only play you got against Kansas City, or that play in particular that said, hey, no, I can be the guy. I can be part of the solution and can be part of the future because I am one of those guys. And as we look ahead to this game, on paper, it seems like an absolute mismatch, right? Like on paper, you look at the rankings, the Raiders have the worst rushing game in the NFL. The offense, they're averaging 14 points. That's 32nd in the NFL, which is last. The Houston defense is number 1. The Texans have won 6 straight. I mean, it looks like a mismatch, but with that comes opportunity, right? And comes a different level of expectation. So when you look at this game, what are some names? Who are some players that you sit there and say, hey, you can go make your name against this team that is absolutely humming right now?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, when you think about it, obviously we know the players that are going to continue to perform at a high level, right? But the guy, again, I love Besh. I love this kid, man. He was one of the guys, again, I've been harping on the table for. I want to see him get in the mix. I want to see him get an opportunity. Now, obviously, you're playing against the Texas defense, right? That Texas defense ain't allowing more than 21 points. They didn't play against Daniel Jones. In the last 4 or 5 games, they played against Daniel Jones. They played against Josh Allen. They played against Patrick Mahomes. Like, these are some big-name quarterbacks that can sling the ball, some offensive coordinators that know how to get the ball down the field. Raiders got a heavy challenge in front of them they're waiting on. So this is a standout game. This is that type of here I am game. Welcome to the league game.
Love it. Love the name. And getting Jack Besh the ball will be obviously a priority for this offense as the offense looks to move forward and progress and build some foundational moments for next year because, as you said, the season is what it is. Geno Smith looking like he's going to be back in the starting spot at quarterback. When you talk about looking for victories, whether it's Geno, whether it's Besh, whether it's Ashton, this is one of those games where, you know, the stats are what they are with the Houston Texans, but they also come with a bit of a reputation as going in for a fight, wanting you to feel their presence on a down-to-down basis. Dare I say hurting people in a very, you know, legal means between the white lines type of way. And so how different is that when you are trying to find those wins, knowing what you're up against?
It's difficult, but it's fun, man. Like, it's a backyard brawl. You're in the trenches. You know what time it is. It's not hidden. You know, I mean, you got an expectation, right, going into the fight, right? Jake Paul is fighting tonight against Joshua, right? Now, we know who should win, right? Josh should knock this dude stupid. That's just what it is. Anybody that watch box, I box, so I know, right? If something ain't right, if Josh don't win, that's in my opinion, but I digress. The point is that when 2 people are getting in and it's a David and Goliath, and you know who is supposed to win the fight, you know who's supposed to win the football game. It doesn't matter. Why? Because we're gonna turn on TV tonight, Netflix if you desire, and you're gonna see who's gonna win. Just like Sunday, we know who's supposed to win, the Texans. Yeah, for sure. But there's the element of football that we love because any given Sunday, anything can happen. And I know all of the players, 53 people, they love their job. They love coaching. Pete Carroll loves coaching. He wouldn't do it if he didn't love it. Nobody's forcing him to come out here and coach. He wants this. Tom Brady loves what he's doing. The Raider Nation everybody love what they're doing, so they want to perform at a high level. And David and Goliath, I think we're going to come out swinging. But what you get to see once again, week after week after week, is who are the Raiders moving forward and who is going to be here to stay.
Rashad, one more on the offensive side before we jump to the defensive side of the ball. Ashton Jeanty, I want to get your take on not just him as the player, but the mentality that is necessary in these final 3 weeks. Because here's a rookie running back taking 6th overall, high expectations, and we all understand what he's up against. When I say that, I mean the team around him. He's getting hit behind the line of scrimmage every other play, more than 50% of the time. He's at 700 yards rushing. He's 22nd in the league in that statistic. He's 15th in rushing attempts, so he's getting the rock. But the yards quite aren't maybe what many would have hoped. It feels like sometimes, and I want to get your 2 cents on this, sometimes we've seen him, try and go for that home run, try and put the team on his back and say, hey, the offense isn't moving, I got to do something, and it doesn't go that well. I'm curious, from a confidence standpoint, it doesn't seem like he's shook by any stretch of the imagination. How difficult is it for him to not play hero ball, if you will, and try and do the play as it called, even though he has that game-changing, game-altering type talent?
It's tough. It's really tough to stay in the same, aiming for 1, 2 yards, 3 yards, get the ugly 4 when you can't get ugly 4. It's a difficult thing, especially when you're a premier back, you're drafted 6. I think who's the only other running back drafted 6 in the last decade? I forget who. Saquon Barkley. Come on. So we're in these kind of categories, right, of conversation. And because of that, you put a lot of pressure on yourself, right? And then you got other rookies, counterparts that's seeming to outperform you on the field. And, you hear those things, especially in the technology today, social media. So he hears all of this stuff, right? You can say, oh, I ain't paying no attention. You hear it. I ain't saying you're paying attention, but you hear it. And so, yeah, it could affect. It has an effect. And it makes you, and he's a competitor and he wants to play and he wants to win. He's proud to be a Raider. He wants to carry the team on his back. So maybe the play is blocked and there's a little crease. There's an opportunity to bounce it. Yeah, he's going to try to bounce it because he's tired of getting smacked. If things ain't working, he's not going to complain. Yeah. He's not. That's a rule of thumb. All success is because of your offensive lineman, and all the failures are because of you. That's a true running back. If you ever see running backs start pointing the fingers, we have a problem. And what I've seen in Genty, he's handled himself as a true pro. He's showing up every week. He's trying to get better. And I think the line is trying to get better. It's just right now, it hasn't been that much productivity, which is unfortunate. So for him, if I'm in his ear, if I'm in his locker room, obviously, if I'm coaching him up, I'm always pulling him to the side and reminding him of who he is. I'm reminding him of his skill set to get here, and I'm also reminding him the future, right? And working on your craft every single week. I wouldn't even, if I'm his coach, if I'm his friend, I'm telling him, yo, hey, listen, don't even worry about winning. Don't worry about losing. Every time you're on the football field, worry about your craft and developing it, period. Fall in love with the process more than the outcome.
And the other part of that is you don't want Ashton Genty to lose that ability, or not lose the ability, but lose the notion that, hey, I can break it, because that's what makes him special. That's what separates him, is he has that innate ability. He has the talent to do just that. All right, let's jump over to the other side of the ball. It's been tough sledding for the defense for a number of reasons. One of the big contributors, and I know this is complimentary football to a T, but they haven't been able to get off the field. They've been on the field for about 40 minutes each game for the last 3 weeks, and when you look at the way teams are attacking the defense, it feels like all the success is they're getting into manageable third downs, if at all, because they're having so much success on first and second down. How do the Raiders go about this week against a talented young quarterback and a building offensive line with some good weaponry around him to force them in an uncomfortable position in those early downs?
Yeah, man, Vince, it is complimentary football, and unfortunate right now. I think we're back 5 of last in every category that really matters, and that's including special teams. So we're not really getting an advantage on the field position, and it's putting the defense in a compromising situation where they can't peel their ears back constantly and just attack. I do think the Texans' offensive line, and the Texans has shown throughout the course of the year that their offense has not been the root of their success. All right, it's been their defense. And so with that in mind, I think we can get after C.J. Stroud a little bit. I think we can disrupt their run game. They haven't been amazing in the run game, how they have in previous years. And so I think they're vulnerable there. I think we can get underneath Stroud and rattle him pretty quickly. You got a double bracket some of their receivers. But I do think, Nico Collins is a special guy. And if we can bracket him, get after the quarterback, put everybody in the phone booth, and let's see what happens. Let's play some physical brand of football and play it all 4 quarters. But our defense we're going to have to ride on our defense right now to make a big play, 1 turnover or a special team, make a really good return. We need some pickup plays.
Yeah, so the Texans' running game ranked 23rd in the NFL, and their total offense in terms of yardage is 19th. So, as you said, gettable in those respects. We know what Max can do. He reached the double-digit sack plateau or threshold, I should say, for the 4th time in his career. But who's the guy, in your opinion, this week in particular, that needs to be the guy behind Max? Because we know what Max is going to do. So who's that guy on defense that really needs to either take that next step or really be that productive person behind Max?
Yeah, between Booker and White. Okay. I think those are the 2 guys that really need to step up, make a name for themselves in this game.
Final road game of the regular season for the Silver and Black in Houston on Sunday. And how is – I guess this is a very specific question, but how is the final road game of a season that has been lost treated amongst the group?
It's tough. Look, road games, it's cold, folks. It starts to get cold. You playing outdoors. You seeing group text messages of family talking about what you're getting for Christmas, and you just sitting back. It's like, man, it's cold. I'm tired. We ain't going to playoffs. Like, it's a lot of mental you have to play through to keep militant focus. And I've seen a lot of guys check out. I personally have. Obviously, I never give any of the names, but I'm like, man, they really out of there. And it's one thing to have the conversation, right? It's one thing we all need group therapy, right? We all need somebody, Vince, that we can say the craziest stuff to, knowing we ain't gonna do it. I just want to get this out. Oh, a lot of times you do it with your boys, right? Me and my boys, we get together and they be like, man, they talk about what they going in the house and doing, and they wife that made them upset. And as soon as they walk in there, hey, babe, you need to get it out sometimes. That's it. And so situations now, a lot of players are venting very much, and that's okay. Don't get on them for that. They're human just like you venting about the failures as well. But it does. You do need that leadership to keep everybody intact, because the last thing you want to see is blowouts towards the end of the season, because then there's too many questions that come up.
So those questions, and again, there's going to be a lot of questions moving forward in the final 3 weeks. And I love what you said. The final 3 weeks kind of launches you forward into the next season. So what questions, not knowing what's going to happen, who's going to be here a month from now, 3 months from now, 9 months from now, not knowing any of those answers, what are the questions you hope could be answered Sunday in Houston?
I hope that we can solidify that we have a capable winning team, right? Because this is a National Football League. Everybody has the same amounts of monies to spend on players, all right? It's the best of the best. Like, yeah, there are teams that aren't winning, and there's teams that are, and et cetera. But what's the fine lining? What's the silver lining in separating so many different organizations? Well, we need to see that we have the grasp. I want to see that we got leadership. I want to see that we have the ability up front. I want to see that we have the ability to catch all the things, right? Because draft is coming. We don't know what's going to happen. Heck, I don't know if I'm going to be here having this beautiful conversation with you, Vince. You never know. So we better be.
We better be.
Yeah. You got to make the most. You got to make the most of what's in front of you. And I do. I really do think that Pete Carroll came in with an attitude, and I think he came in with a plan that can work. I really do. And I want to see him get that chance, especially in the last 3 games against some tough opponents right here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and execute and show, hey, this is why y'all brought me here, and this is why I am here.
So it sounds like, and I know fans won't want to hear this or won't like to hear this, but just getting back to the fundamentals, right? Just like let's do the basics and let's build from there. That is Sunday, a 1:25 kickoff between the Raiders and the Texans. We started with the highlight of highlights of Rashad Jennings, and I would imagine Did you say that? I know you said that's high on your list. Is it number one?
It's right there. It's right there. It is close to being number one. It's in the top 3, 4, sure, without a question.
Okay, can we, you said group therapy? We can be honest here. How many times have you watched back that highlight?
Man, it's been I definitely had to, all my phalanges were ran out. I would tell you that much. Whether it's between me, my little nephews, or somebody talking trash and they forgot, and I need to show them something real quick. I got a couple play highlight reels that I busted an 80-yard touchdown just about every season. And so when people like to yell, "Oh, I mean, you too big. Were you slow?" Man, come on, man. I was out there flying.
So is that the icebreaker in the conversations when you're meeting somebody new? Oh, what'd you do? Oh, I played football. Oh, yeah. Well, I had this 180-yarder. I could show you real quick on the phone. It's a quick Google. I would imagine that's for sure. But you're a little more humble than that. So I can't imagine that's the first thing that comes out.
Yeah, it's not the first thing, but I tell you what, though.
It's on the list.
I know a lot of people are – it's on the list, and I'm sure, Vince, people are curious of when I talk about the plays, how is it that he can quickly access the plays like within 2 seconds? Why is it like on speed dial for him somewhere hitting his phone? I got like a special app for all my plays in case somebody pull up on me talking nonsense.
As you should. I would do the same if I probably still have my high school touchdowns from years ago too. But anyways, I digress. Rashad Jennings, Vince Sapienza, this has been the pregame presented by Twitch. We appreciate you as always. To find all our episodes of the pregame presented by Twitch, go to Raiders.com. Raiders YouTube, wherever you find your podcasts. Enjoy the game Sunday in Houston. If you're going or watching on the couch, a 125 kickoff between the Raiders and the Texans. Have a great holiday. We will be back next week right here on the pregame.